What's going on, everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back again with another video here. Today we're going to be talking about the best marijuana cannabis stocks, and this is going to be specifically for 2020. We've seen a lot of cannabis stocks actually drop this year. If I go ahead real quick and take a look at the ETF, we'll see that the whole sector really had a pretty big spike, followed by a bit of a crash, right? And we're at kind of some lows here for more recent times, which is not necessarily a bad thing, right? Of course, we had a triple top. It's not the best formation as far as the technicals, but the thing is, do you really want to get into these stocks that can have some hype around them when they're at all-time highs, when they're peaking, right? That's probably not the smartest time. I would personally prefer to get in when there's a little bit less hype around and they're at more reasonable levels to actually benefit from a move higher. So that's not financial advice, that's just my personal opinion, but I think it's something to think about. First stock today is going to be Charlotte's Web Holdings. Now, this is a stock that has a pretty small market cap of only $711 million, so a lot more room to grow. It's been increasing revenue and earnings year after year. And something that's really interesting with this stock in particular is it is actually one of the only companies that got granted a patent by the US. So why is that a big deal? Well, first of all, that's not really something you see, right? As it says here in this article, it appears to be the first US patent for a hemp strain, and it was awarded to Charlotte's Web Holdings. Now, their specific strain is known to help people with seizures, which is pretty cool. And like this article mentions here, right, a patent like this could be a huge competitive advantage for Charlotte's Web, and I think that that's the case, right? Having something like this where you're the only one that can have it is a pretty big deal, and has some fundamental value, right? And some innate value in having something like that no one else can have. Now, as far as the stock specifically, it did break below its kind of support level at $8. So we're currently at $6.65. Unfortunately, we will probably move a little bit lower in the near future. I think that we're going to go down to $5, and then we'll probably be able to bounce and get some stabilization going. I don't want to see it fall below $5. That's really the key level. I'm fine with it dropping more, but I don't want to see it go lower than $5, because then things could, stay at lower levels for a bit longer, which is obviously not ideal, right? So as long as it stays $5, I think it'll be able to get some stabilization going. And then, its all-time high is around $25. So if you get it at around $5, $6, you'll have the opportunity to really get that increase next run-up, right? Once again, not financial advice. Please don't invest off what I'm saying. You need to do your own research and trade/invest at your own risk. Everything I say here is only my personal opinion. As far as the RSI, oversold, but it can stay oversold for still quite some time. So personally, I'd expect it to drop a little bit lower here in the short term, go down to $5, and then probably things are going to slow down and going to stabilize, right? Once again, these marijuana stocks tend to move together. They had, a recent hype and then some bad earnings and stuff, which put them to, just more reasonable levels, and levels that are actually, you can benefit from. Next up, we're going to talk about Canopy Growth Corporation. This is one that's, kind of one of the more popular ones, $7.3 billion of market cap, much more established, which is a nice thing. And if we look at the stock, right, it was literally at $1.65 in 2015. 4 years later, it hit $50, right? I actually remember this stock back in the day, thinking that, who knows what it could become. A lot of these old marijuana stocks never became anything, right? They went to $0, especially the penny stocks. This one actually proved itself and reached, incredible levels. So right now it pulled back. I think that it's nice on this pullback. That's why I like it right now. If we go ahead and take a look at the more detailed chart here, I'll go ahead and do a quick technical analysis to give you a better understanding of what's happening. First off, we obviously have our downtrend line right here. And then we have this shorter term downtrend line, which we have actually kind of broken out of if we take it right here from this level. So, we're probably going to be bouncing up and down a little bit here. As far as our support level is concerned, we found support at right around $14. based on this previous peak over here. So, we could go down to $10 at the most, I think. I don't really see it going below $10 again. And anything under $10 would be an absolute steal for this one, in my opinion. I heard Drake invested also recently in this corporation. So, like I said, much more established marijuana stock here and company. And the current range that we're going to be looking at is somewhere between $15 and $35. As soon as we break out of this downtrend line right here, that's really when we're going to see it pick up the pace and can expect some stronger moves. For now, we're going to probably be a little bit range bound. Not the end of the world though, because like I said, on the next run up, this is one that you can maybe be happy about getting at these lower levels. Once again, not financial advice. Also, pay attention to this bullish divergence here on the RSI, right? The RSI is actually increasing while the stock itself has, kind of been moving downwards. That's a bullish divergence and is actually a sign that precedes a move higher on the stock, right? So also something to notice right there for CGC. Once again, that's Cannabis Growth Corporation. Now, let's go ahead, take a look at another stock here. We're going to talk about GWPH. Once again, a little bit one of the bigger, more established marijuana stocks. GW Pharmaceuticals, $3.3 billion in market cap. And this one has had some crazy ups and downs over the years here. It went from $125 all the way down to $50, then came back again, stayed a long time at around $125, even peaked at around $183, and now we're back to around $100, right? I'll talk about where I think it's going maybe in the short term on the more detailed chart, but this one is really focused on the pharmaceutical side of the marijuana industry, right? So, they're not growing marijuana plants or anything like that. They're working on the pharmacy behind it. Which is also something interesting, could be easier as far as regulations are concerned. So they're really working the medical pharmaceutical side of things, which is something to keep in mind and a good diversification as well if you're only invested in maybe more traditional marijuana, stocks. Now, let's take a look at the chart here, get a look at the details of what it's looking like. Obviously, we have a lot of support at $100, so it'd be nice to not fall below that. And who knows, we might be able to actually stay above that $100 mark, right? We have a lot of established support there, and let's go ahead and take a look what's happening with the trends here. We've got our long-term trend line right here. We can even pull it up just to make sure we hit this level as well. Long-term trend line is still upwards, and obviously we did take a little bit of a dive here. We're going to be reaching the end of this little triangle pretty soon, and then it's just going to be a matter of time of seeing, are we going to stay above this uptrend line or not? If we don't stay above it, we could fall pretty low, right? We could go back to $60, $50 and maybe stay around there for a while. However, if we're able to get, stay above this uptrend line, then the trend is going to continue upwards and we're just going to keep slowly but surely moving higher over time. So that's what I'm seeing with GW Pharmaceuticals there. And finally, we're going to take a look at the last stock for today. It's going to be Cronos Group for the last marijuana stock today of the best marijuana stocks for 2020. And Cronos Group currently at $7, $2.4 billion in market cap. This is one that, kind of picked up some steam recently. It had a pretty enormous rise to $21. And that $20 resistance level can be nasty. I've seen a lot of stocks fail at that $20 mark. Fell quite a bit from there. Now it's back to its kind of previous lows right here, right? What I like with this is it actually went back to its lows, which some people could be worried about, but it stayed above that level, which is key. So if we go ahead and take a look at the actual chart here for more details, we're going to see that we did manage to stay above our support level, right? If we go ahead and put that in, we have, a lot of support at around $6.50. Of course, once again, $5 mark is very important. I want to see this one stay above $5. If we move below that, that could mean more, time at these lower levels. And, it could even go to $2, $3 if it moves below $5. That's why that $5 mark is so key to stay above. Now, on the RSI, I'm seeing a little bit of a bullish pattern there, which is, almost a little bit of a cup and handle pattern where we're actually curling back upwards. So that's something that we could maybe see slowly happen on the price as well, right? Where we stabilize at around, $6 and then start to curl back up, right? That could be a very bullish formation right there. Once again, still uptrending on the actual price here. So although we did take a dive, we're still uptrending. And like I said, really what's key with this one is if we can stay above $5, we should be fine. The moment we move below $5, that can mean longer downside, right? As far as how high it could go, we can put in our resistance levels here. We've got, of course, resistance around $10 and $11, $15 and then $20 mark. Once we break above that, $25, new all-time highs, right? So not that much resistance as soon as we can make sure that we're continuing the uptrend. And I think before that, we need to at least put in some stabilization, right? You have to remember that these marijuana stocks got hit pretty hard. What comes with that is they need to recover, and that takes time, that takes stabilization. You can't just go from dropping for weeks on end to instantly a huge spike higher, right? That's not stable and it's not sustainable, especially, right? So that's what can happen with these marijuana stocks, is that they're so hyped that they get these massive waves of a bunch of people coming in, they sell out, creates these big ups and downs. And what's the best is really some stabilization. And all the stocks that I talked about here, all these cannabis stocks, are really the ones that showed the most resilience and overall, safety in a very crazy sector, right? If you enjoy this video, please make sure to leave a like. Also, check out my technical analysis master course to spot buying and selling opportunities, how to spot trends, candlesticks, everything you know about technical analysis. It's the ultimate guide for less than $20. Comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. And go ahead and check out the ratings for yourself right here. Great reviews, 30-day money-back guarantee. Really have nothing to lose by giving it a try. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter and check out my stock price predictions playlist where I cover, stocks for 2020. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.